In Austin, I'm Mark Mullins. A driver faces a felony charge after police say he nearly hit a child who was getting off an Austin ISD bus. Video from a stop-arm camera on the bus showed that it was a close call in October. Jessica Cha spoke with the district about this case.
When a school bus shares the road with other cars, sometimes those cars can become weapons.
A student is exiting. They have merely seconds to respond.
According to AISD Police Chief Wayne Sneed, on October 8th, a school bus was dropping off a student on Old San Antonio Road when a truck drove off the road toward them.
This is someone who was behind another vehicle and chose to leave the roadway, knowing that vehicle had stopped, to go into a grassy area and come around the bus on an unloading side. The truck proceeds to drive away without stopping.
But Sneed says the stop-arm cameras installed on every bus from the company bus patrol helped them find the driver.
The driver was identified as DeRay Marion, 31 years of age, and he was arrested on November 19th.
Chris Hafizadeh, AISD's Director of Transportation, says this is exactly why they have these cameras.
We started this technology 9 years ago for the main reason, to keep our students safe. Unfortunately, the number of violations is very high.
Back in August, AISD installed stop-arm cameras to the rest of their school bus fleet. And since then, leaders say there have been more than 7,000 violations and has not even been halfway through the school year yet. Each bus is equipped with 5 cameras that start recording if they catch a car passing a stopped school bus with flashing lights on. Those videos are sent to Bus Patrol before AISD police review the footage and send out tickets.
To me, the system works because it's holding our public accountable. But if we didn't have the camera, we didn't have the video, you wouldn't have the knowledge or any way to figure out who it was.
Ryan Manel with Bus Patrol says 9 out of 10 people who are ticketed don't reoffend. He hopes arming the buses with cameras helps lower those numbers and keep students safe. In Austin, Jessica Cha, KVUE News.
Well, court records show the driver faces a felony child endangerment charge. Austin leaders are taking steps to comply with a new law commonly referred to as the bathroom bill. The Texas Women's Privacy Act requires people to use restrooms, locker rooms, and changing rooms in public buildings that correspond to their gender at birth. The law took effect last week. Supporters say the law is about protecting women, but opponents say it could be misinterpreted and targets the transgender community. Here's reporter Kelsey Sanchez.
Everybody pees. Yes, indeed.
Story time at City Hall with Austin drag queen and activist Bridget Bandit reading a children's book.
You pee and I pee. Everybody pee-pees.
While the story states the obvious, bathrooms are a big talker around City Hall these days. A newly passed law requires Texas cities, counties, school districts, and state agencies, including jails, to ensure people use restrooms and locker rooms based on their biological sex at birth. But how those agencies enforce the law is leaving some city leaders with more questions than answers. So on Thursday, the Austin Council passed a resolution by Councilmember Mike Siegel directing the city manager to craft a capital improvement plan to promote gender inclusivity.
The idea here is our city would follow in the footsteps of the private sector, where you see, at restaurants, everyone has a self-enclosed toilet that is private, the door can close and lock, and then maybe there's a communal sink. It would be to refurbish our facilities in that manner so that we don't have to have bathroom police, so people can use the restroom without fear of persecution.
The law doesn't create criminal penalties. Instead, people can file complaints if they see someone violating the law. If the government agency or school doesn't address it, the Attorney General could levy hefty fines against them. Supporters of the law, including members of the Texas Values, say this is all about protecting women.
There is a sense of wanting to have privacy and dignity and just of things that can happen unintentionally, and bad actors who can take advantage sometimes of the gender identity ideology. And so we want to make sure that women are protected in all these cases.
But opponents say it just puts a target on the backs of trans Texans. particularly trans women who would have to use the men's room.
It's supposed to be a catch-22 situation that punishes everybody who cares for and respects the trans community.
Our community and those who love us are worried about privacy, safety, health, and the ability to navigate public life.
And Santa Claus pees too. And just like you.
The resolution directs the city manager to identify funding and figure out which buildings need changes sooner. Council members expect to know more in March. Austin city leaders approved a deal with Southwest Airlines that could bring roughly 2,000 new jobs to Austin's airport. Southwest is Austin's largest carrier, accounting for around 40% of all passengers. Under this new incentive agreement, the airline will get up to $2,750 per job created, but only if the workers live in Austin. The city will pay Southwest up to $5.5 million over the next 5 years. The airline will donate 10% of that incentive to the city's new Child Care Assistance Fund. Southwest leaders say the expansion will strengthen operations in Austin and improve flight reliability for travelers. Changes coming to Bastrop County. This week, commissioners approved a contract to expand the Animal Services facility. It's been 25 years since the shelter's seen a real upgrade. Now staff say construction could start soon. Here's reporter Brianna Perez.
Bastrop County is growing fast, and now its Animal Services facility is ready to grow with it.
We have so many new businesses coming into Bastrop, and that has increased our population. So Bastrop County hasn't expanded their kennel space in probably at least 15 years. So this will be a great resource for the community.
Jill Gunn, Director of Animal Services for the county, says currently there are about 200 pets at the facility, and they have about 90 kennels. With nearly 9 dogs coming in each day, she says it's clear the shelter needs more space.
I feel like we get so many dogs coming in here, and then us being the only shelter around the area, and Bastrop being as big as it is, and people just coming out here, you know, every year. So I feel like every year we're getting more dogs.
Right here is where officials say construction can start as soon as next week. The plan to boost capacity by 1/3, making room for at least 60 additional pets.
From about here all the way down.
The expansion will include a new intake area with 33 kennels and a cage bank for smaller pets. Officials say the project is entirely funded by donations and comes with a price tag of more than $300,000. With the holiday season bringing in even more animals, the need for space is growing. Gunn says this will help animal control handle stray intakes more efficiently and get animals in faster.
It's going to help us by getting more dogs off the streets that, you know, those dogs are at risk from getting hit by a car, from getting injured, and it also helps keep our community safer.
They're hopeful this project will ease the strain for now, but eventually they want to build an entirely new facility. Gunn says they hope to open their doors by late next year. In Bastrop, Brianna Perez, KVUE News.
And those are the headlines in Austin. I'm Mark Mullins.